All right. So, Nicole, can you tell a little bit about yourself, where you live, what you do?
Absolutely. My name is Nicole Herron. I am a mom to a beautiful 7-year-old girl. My husband's in the Army, so I'm a military spouse. We are currently stationed at Fort Wainwright, Alaska. My daughter has autism, so a lot of my time is spent between therapies and being a stay-at-home mom, and all the wonderful things that go with being a stay-at-home mom. I have now been metabolically balanced for about a year and some change, because my mom did the program and got amazing results. And so I was very interested in trying the program. The main thing that brought me to it was I was well over 200 pounds, and I got COVID, and I ended up in the hospital, and it was absolutely horrific. And no matter what your stance is on COVID, when you're overweight and you are unhealthy, your body can't fight the way that it can when you are healthy. And so I remember being in the hospital and telling God if he could just get me out of there, that I promised that I would make those lifestyle changes, that I would start exercising, which I hadn't done. I am 36 years old. I had never exercised. I had gone from diet to diet to diet, and never had done anything that was holistic. I never had done anything that targeted everything in my life like that. And I was tired of being tired. I was tired of being tired, and I wanted something different. And I saw the difference in my mom, and so I went for it. I invested, and I made that leap, and I made that choice. Yep.
Perfect. Well, so what have you noticed that's changed, right? What have you noticed with your body changes, your health changes, especially after, having COVID and being sick with it? Like, what have you noticed?
So I feel like what I've noticed is, once again, that there's more of a holistic approach to it. The difference between every diet that I've been on, the biggest thing that I realized was my mentality, I think, changed. Yeah. I think that I had always started a diet because I wanted to lose the weight. I wanted the scale to say something different. And I went into it differently, with the fundamental understanding that this was the healthiest thing for me. Mm-hmm. That you get this blood work done, and they give you this perfect nutrition plan that is completely and utterly specific to you and your health and your metabolism. Mm-hmm. And so I think that instead of going into it with a results mindset, I went into it with the fundamental understanding that this is what is best for me. This is what is healthiest for me. So if I messed up, if I took a day off, or it didn't matter, because I was going to keep going in that direction. I just wanted to be healthy. I didn't want this to be, I just need to lose weight until this wedding, or it's almost Christmas. Yeah. And I just need, and that had always been my mindset. Whereas now the mindset was more health oriented. It was coming from a place that I knew that this was fundamentally the right thing to do. And I think that having that mindset, changing my mind, the way that I thought about things, when you do something not for the results, and you do something because you know that it is fundamentally right, there's no beginning and ending. Right. You do it because it's right. You do it because it's the right thing to do. And so I just started doing it, and I never stopped. It's just a part of my life.
It's a lifestyle, right?
And that is not to say that I don't have a piece of cake on my kid's birthday. That's not to say that I don't go grab drinks with my girlfriends. That's not to say that on my anniversary, I'm not going out to dinner. I am living my life and doing all of those things. But the majority of the time, I am making those choices because they are the right choices to make. My body craves it. I sleep so much better. My resting heart rate is lower. I have more energy to be with my kid. I have more patience. I emotionally, because my heart rate's lower, because of these things, that I am not bloated, I'm not inflamed, I'm not, my body is the way that it is supposed to be functioning. And with that comes so many benefits. And that not because of the scale. And if you were to have told me that it wouldn't be because of the scale. And of course that's easy to say. I've lost about 80 pounds. So I'm like, it's not about the scale. I'm very happy that the scale has gone down. But it's just this result that has happened because I live this lifestyle now, not because that was my main goal. Right. My main goal wasn't to lose weight. My main goal was to live my best life. And like I said, I was so tired of being tired. I just wanted to know what it felt like to live the way that I was supposed to be living. And so that is probably the biggest, my thought process, the way that I think about things is completely different. And then just my everyday life is the way that I should be living it. Yes.
Beautiful. Good.
I'm so passionate about it. Passionate about it. I want other people to understand that it is so life-changing. It is so life-changing when you find the way that your body is supposed to be functioning and somebody hands it to you. It wasn't something that I had to figure out by myself. It wasn't something that you guys were like, here's some information, and I had to do everything by myself. It is such an overall, everything is included in this program. And I feel like I talk on about it because I advocate very strongly. Yes.
Good. So you kind of touched on this a little bit about, the different, you're not doing it alone. So how did you feel like doing the program like that? You weren't alone, and like the different aspects where you felt supported?
Absolutely. So one of the things that is talked about is the type of coaching. I've done tons of programs with tons of coaching, and the difference is in, what do you guys call it? Intrinsic coaching. So the idea that we're not just going to talk about, here's all the information, go and do it. We're going to talk about the walls that you've built up and why you can't achieve something. You are going to look internally and figure out why I'm struggling the way that I'm struggling. Why have I thought this way for so long? And what are the things what supports do I need to put in place? And how do I have this open discussion to figure out how to break down those walls, to figure out how do I take just that next little step? And I think that the Zoom call, the group calls are incredible. I think that they're very guided so that it's not just about boom, boom, boom. These are the topics that we're going to talk about, and that's the end of it. It's very, where are you guys at? Why, how are you processing this journey? How do we take that next step? So I think that the coaching is fantastic, and it's just like the program, right? So the program is so specific to you and your metabolism and how your body functions. And that's exactly how the coaching is. The coaching is specific to you. and your struggles and how you personally process things. And so having coaches that are structured enough to be able to keep you in line while also allowing for the way that you process things and the way that you articulate what's going on with yourself throughout that journey, I think is a huge benefit of having the coaches that we do.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So how else, you said that you've talked a little bit with, other people about, doing metabolic balance. How was making such a big change initially received by those closest to you, family members, friends, things like that? So because,
Absolutely.
you have to, you're changing expectations a little bit, right? So how was that received?
Absolutely. I actually had wonderful support system. I think that because of the type of program it's very hard for people, I think, to go against such scientific, like it's not a diet that you've read about that then gets applied to everybody. Right. So you learn about these low carb diets and you learn about, and they're like, and here's this blanket diet, this blanket nutrition plan, and this is how you lose weight. And here you go. But is that what's healthiest for you? Is that what's healthiest for your metabolism? And so I think that when I had conversations with people about the program, it was always like, wow, like that sounds incredible. I'm ready. And I think that I definitely didn't lose weight very quickly. It was because it was a decision that was based off of my fundamental belief that it was the right thing to do. It didn't matter if I gained a little bit of weight 1 week and then went back down and then I knew I committed to the regimen. I committed to the nutrition plan. It didn't matter what the scale was going to say. I knew that if I continued to do what I was supposed to do, that eventually the results and the health would follow. And I think that when I had those conversations with people were very, very intrigued, very, very supportive. And I know that when I spoke to my mom and I questioned and I was like, I don't know, if, and she was like, just even if you just get the plan, it's literally based off of you. Like if that's all you took was the plan that they give you after getting your results, then you have a blueprint. You have a blueprint of what is supposed to be best for you. And so I always had a lot of support from family and friends. Good.
So you talked a little bit about how, you never exercised and you did start exercising. You did a challenge and you did wonderful with it. And do you want to share about that part of it?
Sure, yeah. Absolutely. So I did, like I said, I went into it. I went from one end of the spectrum where I was eating whatever I want with absolutely no activity level whatsoever. And I decided that if I was going to do this, then I was going to do this. And so through a Fit Body Boot Camp, I had joined a challenge, a 6-week challenge, and I started Metabolic Balance the exact same day. And what I absolutely love about Metabolic Balance is that was taken into consideration when I had that conversation. I know a lot of diets and they're like, wait till the maintenance phase until you start working out. Wait a little bit. It's really not meant for you to work out and be on this. And that's not the conversation I had. I explained what my goals were to my coaches, and they were incredibly supportive about finding a way for me to do both. And so in those 6 weeks, I lost just under 30 pounds. And I've kept it off because it's a lifestyle. I work out and I have the same mentality now, in the way that it has taught me to think about my progress. I've applied that to the gym as well. So I don't go to the gym because of results. I go to the gym because I fundamentally believe that it is the healthy, right thing to do. Yeah. And, figuring out that mindset, I think has trickled into other aspects of my life, and I'm incredibly appreciative
Yes.
of Yep.
Yes. Yeah. And that's one thing, like with our program, is that, we're working on really building a lifestyle, right? So a healthy
Absolutely.
lifestyle, so we can live better and live longer, right?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Is there anything in addition that you haven't mentioned that you would like to share with the coaching, with just your journey and your progress?
Um, all I want to say is that investing in myself was the absolute best decision that I could have made for me, for my daughter, for my husband, for my family. I know that it's a lot. I know that it's a large investment that you're making, but investing in your health, investing in yourself, investing in your happiness is completely worth it, because not investing now is going to actually be way more expensive later.
Yes, absolutely.
It is. So it sounds like a big investment to make. But the program is so worth it. The way that I feel, the life that I live is worth 10 times what I paid for the program.
Yeah.
And so if I were to share anything, I would want to encourage people to invest in themselves, invest in their health, invest in their families, because it has completely changed my life.
Wonderful. So one part that we've talked about between Dr. Maggie and myself is, what is one thing or two things, whatever, that you would tell somebody who is getting ready to start their plan?
Absolutely.
Do you have words of encouragement? Any advice?
Yes.
Anything like that?
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. That is what is so amazing about this. Life is not perfect. Things are not perfect. Stuff comes up all the time. So my thing is that going into this, don't just always try to get on the pedestal, is something that I absolutely live by, is that there are 8 rules. And now in phase like 3 and 4, you get to flirt a little bit with there's a little liberty. Like I mix proteins now. I do a lot of stuff to find that balance between life and my healthy choices. And I think that, like, on the days where I am just having a hard day, you know what? I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to eat my apple, and I'm going to always finish eating by 8 p.m. Like you always get to be successful. Even on the days that you're not successful, even on the days that you would consider not being successful, you can be successful. And you can be like, you know what? I drank all my water today. You know what? I did eat my apple today. I stopped eating and so I think that just consistency. It's not, when you go to the gym, working out for 9 hours isn't what gets results, right? It's going every day for 20 minutes. That's what gets results. And so when you're having a bad day, drink your water. It's okay. The next day it's not like a lot of these other diets where if you have to be super strict. And then when it doesn't, when you fall off the wagon, or it doesn't, all this progress goes away. That's not what you're doing. That's not what you're doing. This is life. This is life. And so life isn't perfect. You don't have to be perfect. And what's amazing about this program is that it's about making those good choices most of the time. Getting, maybe you aren't getting the gold star every single day. Maybe you're just making bronze, and that's okay. And that's okay. And the next day you get to do it again, and you just live your life to the best of your ability, And so for anybody that's starting, I want to say that it's about consistency, and that I'm super proud of you. I'm super, super proud of you for making that first step in becoming your best self.
Thank you, Nicole. That was beautiful. All right. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to say, or
just thank you?
on?
Just thank you. You guys, I don't think that you guys even understand what an impact it is. My husband, I guess I didn't say that. My husband joined the program as well. Yes. And it is just a part of our life. We just, hey, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Ooh, let's try this. And what's so cool about the program too is that it introduces you to so many new foods that you might not have been introduced to until this opportunity. And so I've never had such a large palate. I've never gotten to enjoy so many, and anything that you're like, I really miss this, I really want this. There is probably something out there that you can do. There's probably an alternative out there that scratches that itch when you're having those moments. And what's incredible is that you have the coaches that are there to try those new things out. And and so it's completely affected our family in such a positive way overall. And so I just thank you very much for the program and for being such amazing coaches.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time, Nicole. It's
absolutely
wonderful.
Thank you.